Ever feel like you're stuck in a dead-end job? Like no matter how hard you work, there's no promotion in sight, and your tasks have become so monotonous that you're just going through the motions. You're not alone. In fact, a recent study found that when employees hit a career plateau where they feel like they're not growing or advancing, it can lead to some pretty bad behaviors at work. And I'm not just talking about slacking off, we're talking about things like sabotaging projects, spreading rumors, or even stealing office supplies. Yikes, right? But here's the good news. This study didn't just uncover the problem, it also revealed some powerful solutions. So if you've ever felt stuck in your career, or if you're managing a team that seems disengaged, stick around. I'm going to break down the science behind career plateaus and give you some actionable steps to turn things around. First, let's talk about what a career plateau actually is. Researchers identified two main types: the job content plateau and the hierarchical plateau. The job content plateau happens when your work becomes boring and repetitive. You've mastered everything there is to do in your role, and there's no new challenge in sight. It's like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. The hierarchical plateau is when you feel like you've hit a ceiling in terms of promotions. Maybe your company has a flat structure, or there just aren't enough senior positions to go around. Either way, you're stuck, and it's frustrating. Now, here's where things get interesting. The study found that when employees hit these plateaus, they often start to feel alienated from their work. They feel like their efforts aren't valued, and that leads to something called negative reciprocity. Basically, they think, if my company isn't going to treat me well, why should I treat it well? And that's when the bad behaviors start to creep in. So, what can you do about it? Whether you're an employee feeling stuck or a manager trying to keep your team engaged, here are 3 actionable steps based on the research. Step 1. Try task crafting. If you're feeling stuck in a job content plateau, one of the best things you can do is task crafting. This is where you take control of your role and reshape it to better fit your strengths and interests. For example, if your job feels monotonous, look for ways to take on new responsibilities or introduce new approaches to your work. The study found that employees who engaged in task crafting felt less alienated and were less likely to engage in counterproductive behaviors. Step 2. Get involved in decision making. If you're dealing with a hierarchical plateau where promotions seem out of reach, focus on increasing your involvement in decision making. The study showed that when teams are given more say in decisions, they feel more valued and less alienated. So, if you're a manager, start involving your team in more strategic discussions. And if you're an employee, don't be afraid to speak up and ask for more responsibility. Step 3. Build a culture of recognition. Finally, both employees and managers can benefit from creating a culture of recognition. When people feel like their efforts are noticed and appreciated, they're less likely to feel alienated. Simple things like saying thank you or publicly acknowledging someone's hard work can go a long way in reducing negative behaviors. Now, I want to leave you with this question. What's one small change you can make today to break out of your career plateau? Whether it's reshaping your tasks, getting more involved in decisions, or simply recognizing the efforts of those around you, remember that you have the power to take control of your work life. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more science-backed career advice, and share it with someone who might need a little boost at work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.